But then, after a very short while, they started asking for favors in return. It was almost like you throw bones at the dog, like you are feeding an animal to lure it in, to lure it in. That's how it felt like. Hey, Japadians, welcome back. Yeah, so, it's getting increasingly difficult to find a spot to do a video in this house now. And you have too many children. That's what happens. I can't even show you the way this place looks like right now. Anyway, so in the spirit of reflection, because I saw your wonderful messages from the last video I did about the updates regarding the shipping and the goods and everything. And I was feeling so bad at the time of doing the video. But since seeing all your beautiful messages, a lot of encouragement, and that just changed my mood. In fact, somebody actually said, take that as the money that you paid for learning. I did do a research. I think it just came down to trust. And it came down to, I'm talking about 20 years of friendship here, 20 years. So, you think that you know somebody until then you don't. And that brings me to this topic for today because in the spirit of reflection, I just thought about the people I've met over the years and the challenging relationships that I've had with people. This incident I had with this lady, my so-called business partner, reminded me of a relationship or a friendship, so to say. People are telling me to use that word carefully now. People that I've actually had to keep my distance from because of the way that they present and the things that they do. So what do I mean? If I'm wrong here, or if I'm somebody that kind of reflect on my behavior a lot. And am I somebody who is always grateful? Yes. I don't pray for all these experiences to change who I am. I always like to be thankful, kind, polite, maintain my integrity. I know people who have continued to have engagements with me, dealings with me because of the fact that my year is my year. Once I give somebody my word, I go beyond, I go above to make sure that I deliver, or I do as I have promised. If I'm not going to be able to deliver, I will quickly let the person know, and then we will look for a way around it. You see all those friends that they are overly helpful. They are like, before you carry something, they are, oh, I can carry it for you. Before you do this, oh, sister, let me do it for you. Before you do that, oh, my sister, don't worry, I'll get it for you. In my language, we call it ajo, like oversabi. Somebody should give me the word in English. I used to have a few of them in the past. And at first I was like, wow, this lady is so nice. She's so generous. She's so kind. She's very supportive. If I want to do this, she in fact, she has solution to everything. And I didn't see that as a bad thing at first. I didn't see that as a problem because I was like, okay, I can do that for somebody as well. But I think it becomes unsettling when that person is now going over and beyond an extra to the point that it's almost like this person is nice to a fault. My past experience, I see that as a red flag. Now, before I didn't see it as a problem. At first, I thought it was all harmless. Until when I started, and I used to praise this person, this particular one, there was this particular one that stood out. But then, after a very short while, they started asking for favors in return. It was almost like you throw bones at the dog, like you are feeding an animal to lure it in, to lure it in. That's how it felt like. After a while, I started understanding that pattern. And I noticed that they would have done like maybe 5 things for you. But then they will come back and ask for one thing in return. And that one thing will be something that will nearly choke you. It will be something that will be so heavy for you to do that you will have to inconvenience yourself. You will feel so bad that if this person has been doing these things for me, she's been helping me, and but this thing she's asking me is something that is so dangerous, or something that is so uncomfortable, or that would inconvenience me and my family so much, and you won't be able to say no. And that brings us to the part of the Bible, where David said, when he was supposed to purchase a piece of land, and he was gifted the land, and he said, never get anything for the Lord that cost me nothing. And he paid for that piece of land. That's the lesson there. Sometimes when you're looking for free things, there's always trap at the end of it. It's always like a trap that it's when you have gotten yourself entangled to it, then you won't be able to say no. Me, since being in this country, because of the stories I've heard and because of the dangers of helping people to bring load from abroad, or Helping people to bring load when I go to Nigeria, or when I'm going to Nigeria, or when I'm coming from Nigeria. I don't like to carry load, especially when I'm coming from Nigeria. If I'm going from UK to Nigeria, I still tend to, like a little bit. But when I'm coming from Nigeria to UK, I don't like to, or to travel to any country, I don't like to help people carry load. I made that as a principle, like a standard principle. And I made that following this kind of, experiences that I've had, that people they'll be doing you good things, and then they will ask for something in return that you cannot give back. So this person now started asking for things that I cannot give. There was a particular time that I was heavily pregnant. Even I was struggling to walk at that time. I was so sick that time that I could not even walk. I had a condition that was affecting my bone, that I couldn't walk. And when I'm walking from here to here, I'll be tiptoeing, and this person was looking at me and still sending me on an errand. Something that even my own husband will not send me, because he knows that I could not walk. And I was explaining to her that it's like you see me and you are doing me. It's not like I don't do things back for you in return. I do it because what you're asking me to do right now is almost impossible for me to run an errand that is my husband that is running it in the house at that moment. And you are now asking me in my condition to go and be doing it for you, and to say no. In fact, that day I had to, because I could not say no, I had to beg my husband to help me to go and do it for her. Although this that she's asking for is so big compared to what she has done. And when somebody sounds like it will make somebody sound like they are an ingrate. It makes somebody sound like you're an ungrateful person. And I told that lady, I said, please, you see my condition. Don't ask me for that kind of favor again. Ask me for things that you know I can do back. So I started changing my pattern. When she's offering to help me for something, I will say, no, don't worry. Then I started turning down her help, because I realized that that help is actually not help. It is a trap that I am furthering digging myself into. So fast forward to help me to bring something from Nigeria. I said no. As a matter of principle, I do not send anybody to take things for me when they are going to Nigeria. I made that conscious effort. I will never send you to say, Madam, you are coming from Nigeria, help me to buy Maggie. I don't send people. The highest I do is when my sister is coming over, I will say, buy it. Let's share the money. Or buy it and tell me how much it costs, and I'll give you the money. But you now say somebody should carry Gary and come and meet me, or somebody should carry yam, or carry whatever and come and give it to me. Let me bring it. I will not bring it. Except you want me to buy it for you. Maybe when I'm buying my own, then I can buy yours as well and then bring it. But that somebody should come and give it to me, I won't take it from them. To ask favor from somebody or to receive favor, I will be studying your reaction. I'll be looking whether you have any motive. I'll be studying the kind of personality that you have, the kind of person that you are. Are you the one that will come and ask me tomorrow to come and take a credit facility for you? Something like being a guarantor sometimes can be a risky thing to do. Even something as being a guarantor. I've seen somebody who did a guarantor for somebody, and she ended up coughing out more than £20,000 when the person did not pay for the property that she went to do a guarantor for. So it made me learn. And plus this one that happened recently now, it's another learning curve, isn't it? It's part of the things that will build that resilience. You can't please everybody. Does saying no sometimes mean that you are unkind? Even as children of God, I feel that we should be able to discern what help, because rendering help these days can put people in chains. I've seen in these stories, these images that I'm showing now of these people, these are people who help people to carry their luggages. Agents gave one a bag. She claimed that she doesn't know what was inside. And she's now facing a death row. Another one said they did not know anything about it. They only delivered something for somebody. They gave them without them knowing. How frequently do we hear this? Don't we hear it frequently? Don't we see this news pop up every now and then that somebody carried something? They use them as a mule to transport substances from one place to the other without them knowing. In some countries, it's even like death sentence that they give them. All because people cannot say no. And it's always wise not to entrap oneself into a relationship where you cannot say no. So accepting help and favor from somebody sometimes calls for caution. You need to accept help too from people with wisdom. So I've come a long way, and I just want to thank God for how far God has brought me to the point where I can say no and not feel so bad. Thank you so much for watching. and I will catch you on the next video.